What's up, everybody? A couple days ago, we got our brand new Lienna 57 LMG, the second weapon that was added after the mid-season update to Vanguard and Warzone. And this thing is an LMG that feels more like an AR. The movement speed feels a little better. The ADS feels a little better than your normal LMGs. And surprisingly, it's actually a good sniper support. It's decent at range. It's better on the smaller maps, but it is definitely a option at sniper support, especially if you're running with a heavy sniper and want to pair an AR sniper support with that heavy sniper. So it has its uses, but I would still choose other ARs and SMGs for sniper support over it, and there's still plenty of other long-range options. If I redid my long-range video and redid my loadout video, it probably goes somewhere in the top 10 long-range, but it wouldn't be very high, and I would have a hard time necessarily taking anything off the list over it. But with that being said, if you want to try it out for yourself, we're going to go ahead and jump into the loadout in a second, and then for anyone that's interested, like usual, I'm going to jump over to sim.gg and just kind of compare some of the stats and kind of show you why I feel the way I do feel. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump over into the loadout. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and start with our range build because this is an LMG, so range is going to be the first thing that comes to your mind. So obviously we're going to do the MX silencer, and then obviously it's going to be carver, strife angled, hand stop based off of your preference. And then for barrel, we're going to do shrouded, give you the best recoil control of all of them. Rapid barrel doesn't necessarily hurt your recoil control, but it hurts your damage range, and high rate of fire makes the recoil more intense. The 480 barrel hurts your recoil control outright. It's better for hip fire. And then the 317 gives you better ADS and sprint to fire, but it doesn't help with recoil. So we end up with the shrouded. Optic, your choice of optic. I've decided to just not worry about the glint, and I've just been using the 3-6 again. It's the cleanest optic. It doesn't have like any visual recoil. From there, we're going to go to the 8mm 75 round drum. You could go with the 30 caliber 90 and really have a lot of ammo, but it just the increased fire rate, the increased recoil control feels really good. So for a rebirth, Fortune's Keep, I would stick with the 8mm 75 round drum. But with the if you run this on Caldera, I would consider the 30 caliber 90 round drum. But we know most people are just playing rebirth in Fortune's Keep, so we're gonna stick with the 8mm 75 round drum. Which does put you in competition ammo-wise for the Automaton, which was one of the only Vanguard ARs on my long-range list. And then, of course, we're going to go lengthened. For stock, you have a few options. The first stock helps with horizontal recoil control and aim down sight speed, so that's good. I go with the Vanguard because it helps with sustained recoil. And if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know where this is going to go if I'm picking a sustained recoil stock. From there, we're going to go polymer, stack the sustained recoil, and then tight grip to get that full sustained recoil benefit. And then, of course, on hand for the faster ADS speed. Now, this is going to be your best long-range build, especially for the smaller maps. Like I said, for Caldera, you might want to consider switching to the 30 caliber. It does a little more damage. You do have less fire rate, so it's kind of give or take. So those are your two options at mags. But this is going to be your overall loadout. Now, if you want to run this as sniper support, which it's actually surprisingly good at, not the best, but it's surprisingly good at, we're going to go recoil booster like we would on SMG. Then we're going to go rapid barrel. It does reduce your range, but this is going to be more your SMG role. We're sticking with the strife angled here, but of course you can do whatever under barrel is your preference. Carver, hand stop. You can go skeletal since we're using this as an SMG. We're sticking with the 8mm 75 round mag, especially for that increased fire rate to compete with SMGs. Then we're going to switch to compressed to increase that fire rate more. Obviously, you're going to switch to whatever optic you would like. Slate reflector for me in this case. And here's where we're going to go with the Bauman GMK because you get a little less movement speed, but you get better ADS. You get more horizontal recoil control. Whereas here you're losing movement speed and getting sustained recoil. We're going to take the added benefit of the ADS, but if you still struggle, you can stick with this adjustable stock. The small stock hurts recoil control. The padded stock helps recoil control when mounted as much as the NH does. Which, side note, I choose the NH because you also get the recoil control when mounted crouch, which people love the bipod for. And you can run the remove stock on sniper support. If you're going full SMG, you can do this, but if you're pairing with a heavier sniper and you want to be able to use this at mid-range, it's a little hard with the remove stock. But if this is purely going to be close range, go ahead and stick with the remove stock for the better movement speed, the better ADS speed. But I like to pair the ARs, or in this case LMGs, when they're sniper supports, with heavy snipers and stick with SMGs for like my car, SPR, all that. So I end up going with the GMK 2 stock. From there, you could keep tight grip. I go with hard scope. Gives you about the same recoil control overall. This helps with recoil control a little bit more. Because I'm going to drop polymer, because we're running this like an SMG, I'm going to taped for that movement speed and the sprint to fire speed. And the weapon swap quickness because we have a heavy sniper. You can stick with polymer, but since we're dropping that stock, I would probably go with hatched here. Grooved is okay. And fabric, it gives you better ADS and sprint to fire speed, but hurts your horizontal recoil control. I'm going with take gripped on this one. And then to finish it off, we're sticking with on hand here. So this is the sniper support build that I would recommend and where I think this fits a better role. But as I said, there's better sniper supports when you're looking at the heavier weapons and not the SMGs. So if you just wanted loadouts and you want to go try this thing for yourself, these are your two loadouts. This is where I think it fits better. But for those that are interested, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to sim.gg and look at some comparisons really quick. Okay, and first I'm just going to, like usual, show you the two mag comparisons. If you look at the first loadout here for the LN57, you see the 8mm 75 rounds. And on the second one, we have that 30 caliber 90 round mag. And like I said, the time to kills are pretty similar. The 75 round mag, the 8mm 75 round mag does actually kill faster, but it drops off way sooner, which is why I said it's better for the medium-sized maps, because you're going to get this gap where you will have on Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep, but it's a lot less likely to be fighting in this, 41 to 54, 55 meters, somewhere there. So 40 to 55, that 15-meter range is going to happen more on Caldera probably than Fortune's Keep, but you do also have a little more recoil, so it's kind of up to you there. Like I said, they both work. They're pretty much the same no matter where you're shooting the body. The gap stays relatively the same, not in the neck, but you can see the 90 round mag never kills faster except for that short range, and like up close it doesn't as well. It's the same thing if you want to go to the sniper support build here instead. You go like this, delete that, duplicate, and you switch to the, and by the way, you will have slower ADS obviously. And so now we have it built out to be time to kill wise. I didn't change all the attachments, but time to kill wise, the sniper support build. And it's the same thing. The gap's a little bit closer, but it's still the same thing. The faster fire rate mag, the 8mm 75 round mag does kill a little bit faster. So now let's go ahead and look at when we're comparing it to other options. The Whitley, the UGM8, the Cooper Carbine, the XM4, if you remember, or you watched my long range and my loadout video, those were my top 4 long range options. So if you have 4 options to choose from, the Lienna 57 has to be very good to take over. And as you can see, it just doesn't. If you're trying to debate these all as sniper supports, which outside of the UGM, these actually all do work as sniper supports. Early ranges up until that first drop off, the Lienna 57 is a competitive, and it's actually better than the XM4 up close, and the Cooper drops off a lot sooner. But once you start to look at range where you're going to have to fight people past that 41 meters at that drop off, it's getting destroyed by the XM4, the Whitley, the UGM, and the Cooper. And since this is a long range gun, you're going to want to be able to beat out these guns. Not to mention, the Whitley moves, at least visually, visual recoil-wise, a whole lot less than the Lienna 57. The Lienna 57 doesn't have a whole lot of recoil, and it doesn't actually have a whole lot of visual recoil, but the Whitley has, like, absolutely zero. The UGM has, like, none. The Cooper has, like, none. And the XM4 is just vertical recoil with no visual recoil. So it doesn't even have that advantage over any of these weapons. And even if you look at headshots, whereas you can see the Whitley is insane, the Whitley is the best primary right now. Next shots, it's not competing. And now in next shots, it's even losing to the XM4 at all ranges. Headshots, it's actually, up until that drop-off, beating out the Cooper, because Cooper's weak at headshots. But when you look, it loses at every target on the body. So Lienna 57, it's usable. It's going to be better than a lot of stuff. In fact, let's just switch one to the automaton, and you'll see the auto, which was my other Vanguard AR, is actually a little bit worse. Long range, the time to kill is 12 milliseconds different. So that's kind of an up to a preference thing. But up until the 41 meters, it's destroying the automaton. And then it only has, what, 42 to 47, where the auto is significantly better, and then they're pretty much the same. It'll come down to, oh, that's arm shots. Headshots, even more, it's beating the auto. Chest shots, the gap's a little more. So you can see it's just not really the best option overall. And now we look at sniper supports, where I said this thing has its best role. Cooper Carbine and Nikita are arguably the best AR sniper supports. And then the Blixen and the PPSH are two of the most popular SMGs. And obviously, if you're using this as a sniper support, you're going to have to also fight those SMGs. So we look down, we're at chest shots. And in the SMG range, it's doing better than the Nikita and the Cooper, all the way up until their first drop-offs. But it's not significantly better. And then after the drop-off, it's significantly worse. And then you look at the Blixen and the PPSH. The PPSH only beats it a little, but then the Blixen blows it away. And this is just for chest shots. You look at headshots, and now the Lienna's looking a little bit better. It is going to be worse than the Cooper at range, but kind of better up close. Same thing with the Nikita. It's worse than the Nikita, but it's like better or as good up close. And then you go down to the bottom to compare other important sniper support stats, and we're looking at the worst ADS time of all of them. The worst time to exit ADS. It does have the best raise time and the slowest drop time or it's middle of the pack drop time for sprint to fire. So, I mean, that's good. Sprint to fire, there's sprint to fire. It's medium. It's right in the middle. Same thing with tactical sprint to fire, around the middle. So it's not like the BP50 that ADS is like an SMG, which could arguably be a better sniper support. In fact, let's go ahead and trash all, and we'll just compare it to the BP50 for sniper support, the newest AR that we got, which ADS is a lot faster. Okay, recoil booster, rapid barrel, 30 caliber, lengthen, CR laser. That laser is what really makes the difference. Where's slate reflector? What did I run? I had the skeletal stock, taped grip, fleet, on hand. And this is the sniper support build for the BP50, which is time to kill wise a lot worse, but where that difference gets made up is down here. Over 100 milliseconds faster in and out of ADS, 20 millisecond faster drop time, 100 millimeter second, but the tactical sprint to fire is also better, and so the BP50 might win gunfights over the Lienna 57. So it's not even necessarily outright the better of the two new weapons. Probably a little bit better, but not outright better. With that all being said, that's kind of how I feel about the Lienna 57. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more. I will put up my close range video, aka SMGs, because we don't condone shotguns here. I'll probably put that up within either tomorrow or the day after. So hit that notification bell so you know when that comes out. I have some possible other video ideas, plus anything important that comes out about Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, or DMZ. So hit that notification bell so you know when that all comes up. And let me know what you think down in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I smart? Am I dumb? Let me know what you think down below. And I will, as usual, link sim.gg down below so you can do weapon comparisons yourself, as well as my Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram, which I use all three of those pretty much daily. My Twitter's also going to be linked down below, so please feel free to check all of those out. But I will see you on Caldera, Rebirth Island, and Fortune's Keep. Well, we still have them. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.